This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today that this will be like a vitamin or a supplement for your heart and mind. And wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, leave a rating and a brief written review, and more importantly, subscribe and pass the word on to your friends. Today I want to talk about the influence that a leader has, or a leader's influence. All of our lives, we have been influencing people, but folks have been influencing us. Some of our earliest influencers were our parents and grandparents and relatives who nurtured us and loved us and poured into our lives. Then we started school, and there were teachers along the way who, in a major way, impacted our lives, and their influence is still with us today. For me, there were pastors, there were friends that I have, and all of them have colored and shaped my life. And even to this point, many of them have gone on. Some of them, by distance, I'm separated from and have kind of lost contact with some of these friends. But I carry around with me some of their influence. There's nothing you have in life more important than your influence. And I want to talk about a few things that go into making you and I an influential leader. The first thing that I want to mention is the word credibility. What I'm about to say I really got from the book Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey, when he talks about 4 things that go in to determining whether you're a credible person. In the day and age we live in, it's not enough for you to tell me that you're credible. It's not enough for me to tell you I'm believable, I'm a credible person. There are really, according to Stephen Covey, 4 things that go into it that will cause people to believe that you are a credible individual. The first one is integrity. We could have that as its whole list. You can't have any influence over anyone if you're not a person that keeps your word, if you're dishonest, if you're not a woman or man of high moral values and integrity. And so it will be determined how credible someone thinks you are. Much of it will be based upon the fact that they believe you have integrity. Maybe we could melt it all down and say they believe that you're an honest, forthright person. But in these 4 things that have to be in place, according to Covey, for someone to believe that you are a person with credibility, the other was intent. What are your intentions? Now, there are times that you can have pure and wonderful intentions, and it just doesn't work out the way that you thought it was going to. So, we need more than good intentions, but your intent is very important in coming down to the fact if people consider you to be a credible individual. Were you intending to do well? Were your intentions noble? Were you trying to accomplish a worthwhile goal? Now we're getting into areas that at times can make people just a tad bit uncomfortable. He says not only is integrity and your intentions a major portion of whether somebody's going to view you as a credible individual or not, but he also goes on to say that what are your capabilities? Are you actually capable of doing the things that you're talking about? Now, most capabilities you can learn. We certainly have capacity for some areas more so than we do others, but most of the skills that you need to develop to be a leader with influence in the area of capabilities are things that you can learn, skills that you can acquire. But if you're telling people that you are a guru on dieting and you weigh 400 pounds, people aren't going to think you're a capable witness. If you could see me and I told you that I'm going to dance in the ballet next year, I can study and learn and practice and take lessons. I probably do not have that capability. So people will think you are a credible person if you really have the capability to do the things that you say, in fact, you're going to do. And the fourth one is results. This one, people seem to skip right over and think, well, I intended well, I seem to have a reasonable amount of capabilities, I'm a truth teller. But people don't just hire you for what you know or for what you think, but they're looking for someone who is going to bring results. And results will come in the area of your field and your giftings. If this is what you say you are and who you are and what you're doing, then there should be some results that come from your effort. You can't go through life only with good intentions. There comes a time when your intentions and capability have to lead to results. I know we live in a bottom line world, a results-oriented world, but many people try to let themselves off the hook. People are looking for results, and its results is one of those 4 items, along with integrity, your intent, your intentions, your capability, but have you delivered results? And it is credibility which must be in place if you're going to be a leader of influence. The second thing that I would say you'd have to have if you're going to be a person of influence is you have to have passion. We are all looking for people who feel strongly, who have a passion, who feel like they are on mission, who feel that they have something they must contribute, not just to the organization, but to our lives and to the world. Don't underestimate the need for passion. Everything, I mean everything in life goes better if you feel passionately about it, if you're a believer in it, if you feel strongly about it. They are the people who influence the world, are not the ho-hum, well, take it or leave it, do whatever you'd like. No, rather the ones who are the influential leaders and the people who have been influential in our own lives are the people who were passionate about something. The third thing that would go into helping you and I to be a leader of influence is we make up our mind that we are going to help people succeed. We are going to help people. We're going to help people reach their dreams. We're going to help people achieve their goals. You either are going to be a helper of people or you're not. Someone said some time ago, you can't influence and antagonize people at the same time. You can do one or the other. Some that I have met seem to have almost a spiritual gift of antagonism. You weren't put there where you are, my friend, just to go through life antagonizing everyone. Now, I understand there will be people who don't like decisions that you've made. There will be people who don't appreciate your leadership. That happens to everyone. But make up your mind, if you're going to be a leader of influence, help someone. It's more blessed to give than to receive. Pour your life into someone else. You will be more successful by making others successful. Find out their dreams, find out their goals, find out their aspirations, and if there's any way possible, you can come alongside and assist and help them. It'll not just be a blessing to them. It'll be a blessing to you, and you will be an influential leader because you help others succeed. The fourth one, to be a leader of influence, is much like number 3, but just a little variation of it, and that is believe in your people. It is amazing to me to be around leaders and sharing a meal with them and just listen to their conversation. It easily at times can devolve into a criticism of their employees, a criticism of volunteers, a criticism of staff. And I have to ask myself the question, when I'm sitting there smiling and listening to a person, I wonder what those folks think about this individual as a leader. I wonder what it's like to work for this individual. I wonder what it's like to hang around with that individual. You got to believe in your people. Don't bring people on that you can't believe in them. And if there's a time when there are difficulties and something goes awry, then call them in, have the conversation face to face with them. Don't talk about them behind their back to other people. First of all, it's unfair, it's not ethical, And secondly, if you're telling me how bad they are, I have no power whatsoever or ability to get those people to change. Talk to the people who you believe need to change. Everyone deserves to have someone who believes in them. And leader, you should be that person. If you want to be an influential leader, you need to believe in them. And another thing I'd say to you about that is, if you don't believe in the people, then I ask you the question, who hired them in the first place? Maybe that's the person you need to deal with, and more than likely, that's the person reflected back in the mirror. Go to work the next day, the next week, the next month, and really pour yourself into your people and express to them verbally how much you believe in them. The next one is also much like all of the others, and that is connect with people. One of the ways to believe in people is to take the time and to take the effort to just get connected with them. If we're not connected to people, the onus is not on the others if we're the leader. The onus is on us. We're the one who needs to do the connecting. And sometimes the most influential thing you can do for someone else is to listen to them. We live in a world, and especially those people who are in the leadership chair, that we do a lot of talking and very little listening. And our people are absolutely starving for someone to listen to them. And the most connective thing you can do today is to listen to them. The next thing I would say is, if you're going to be a person of influence, start networking. I'm not talking about manipulating so you'll get to be my friend so I can sell you something. I want you to be my friend because I want to meet some of the people that you know. I mean, let's start from another angle. Let's start from the idea of, what value can I bring to you and your friends and your connections? Not what's in it for me, but what can I do to help you, to assist you, and to be a blessing in your life. It is truly more blessed to give than to receive. And what you'll find out, if you just become a generous person, generous with your resources, your time, your talent, your treasure, if you just become a generous person, it all comes back to you. People reciprocate. That's not the reason you do it. You do it because it's the right thing to do. And if you notice, the people who are major influencers in the world are people who have learned early on in life to begin to network and connect. Just offer yourself. Just offer words of encouragement. Be someone who is interested in others. Networking is nothing more than taking my eyes off of myself and looking at others. The last one is a negative. I don't usually like to verbalize negativity, but I hope you have not listened to this podcast and think that you need to go out and put on a charm offensive. Influence is more than charm, because it's not about you or self. It's about lifting up others. And the most influential people are not the self-centered. They are the others-centered. This is the meaning of integrity. The people we admire the most, the people we have all been most helped by, are people who focused on us, focused on others, were more than willing to offer assistance. They gave their time. They were a listening ear, and they were wise counsel. Now, to whom much is given, much is required. And you and I need to, for the next generation, be that kind of an influential leader who will offer that kind of help to others by listening to them, forgetting about ourselves, and trying to come alongside and assist them. You've been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today this has been like a vitamin or a supplement for your heart and mind. And wherever you receive podcasts from, please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom. And my leadership friend, remember, you are doing better than you think you are. You really are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.